let's get the show on the road. The Industrial Revolution started in 1780 as an attempt to reduce imperial control greatly, economic expansion through the use of resources. Adam Smith pioneered concepts of market forces, economic growth through liberalism. While Germany is divided by feudal schisms, French aristocracy oppressed its middle class, while British middle class got with aristocratic arse. The Brits had a drive to open up new markets, and the railroad system was the first to get started. England's resources went into overproduction, while agricultural jobs saw a gross reduction. Towns like Birmingham saw massive urbanization. Even the Irish moved to benefit from the industrialization. And did I forget to mention the important detail? England's superior banking leading to income through retail. Now, what about the impacts on society? Blurring of morals, traditions, and piety. Fewer people in church to share heavenly joys. No wonder them Catholics turned to touching the people's hearts through messages of love. People flocking to the towns away from their farms, bringing with them expertise to make gunpowder and arms, freeing up and expanding the mechanic workforce. What's a factory? A social gathering hall, of course. Even in Germany, they still had slaves till Napoleon came and he killed off the knaves. The liberation of slaves led to economic growth. The attitudes of the aristocrats, really quite morose. Now here I am, and I'm reaching a conclusion. I've been Shood in the Hood on the Industrial Revolution. I've got here my brother, and he ain't no tool. He'll tell you a little something about Stephen Blackpool.
Now all you little girls and boys sit tight, because I'm going to tell you about Stephen Blackpool's fight. This wasn't a fight against a gang or a man, but rather a fight against the Industrial Revolution. Now, poor old Stephen was a bit simple in the head, but that ain't the reason that he wound up dead. No, it started when he spoke to about his wife, who he wanted to get out of his life. Now, he made a promise to his girl Rachel, with whom he went hooning, not to get involved with that workers' union. Now, his boys didn't look at this all too lightly. They shut him from society all too rightly. So when he went down the street to him, nobody spoke a word. They all gave him glares like a vulture or bird, waiting for him to buckle under all that stress so they could sweep in and pick at his flesh. How did I get onto vulture birds? God, I'm a tool. Now I'll get back to Stephen Blackpool. Now, there never was a man with such bad luck. When people saw him struggling, nobody gave a damn. Stephen was the nicest man in town. If there were royalty of loyalty, he'd win the crown. He never did lie, no, not even once. Even if it got him into something that rhymes with once. Well, anyway, now Stephen wasn't the only victim of this revolution. There were other men and women without the solution. Louisa, Thomas, and Thomas again, and pretty much every other working man. In fact, there was only one real beneficiary, old Bounderby, who was as lonely as could be, because he didn't care about what people thought of him. Some might say that made his life dim. But all he cared about was prestige and money. The sweetest thing in his life was a jar of honey. So this is what we learn, if you will, the lesson. Only the greedy, lonely, and selfish enjoyed the Industrial Revolution. Yay!
Yes, gangster!